Sophie Cunningham is going viral for a TikTok video she made.
Slick TikTok.
Sophie Cunningham gets fined $500 by Kathy Angle Brain.
Is absolutely hilarious.
The WNBA has crossed the line once again.
Sophie Cunningham actually posted this herself, stating, "I got fined $500 for this TikTok."
Sophie Cunningham reveals she's fined $500.
Sophie Cunningham, one of the few players unafraid to speak the truth, was just hit with a $500 fine, all because she dared to speak out against poor officiating.
Fans, they're responding to this video because she's calling out WNBA officiating, WNBA refs,
while defending Caitlin Clark. And fans, they're outraged. If you fully support Caitlin Clark and think she deserves better treatment, type 100% in the comments. Let's break it all down.
Cunningham criticized some refs by describing them as stupid, slow, and useless. Damn!
Sophie Cunningham didn't sugarcoat anything, and the WNBA wasted no time in disciplining her.
Put at some refs. Stupid, slow, useless. Oh my goodness, man.
In a bold TikTok video, she called out the league's referees as slow, dumb, and worthless.
Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham said the WNBA fined her $500, sent criticizing the league's officiating.
The result? A $500 fine from the WNBA and a storm of reactions from fans and players.
If you guys don't remember what happened in this game, in the Sun game, right before this, she got chucked out of bounds and the referee just stared and watched. And then she got elbowed in the face 2 possessions later and the referees just watched.
But here's the real story. Sophie wasn't just angry. She was speaking from personal experience. During a recent game, she was elbowed right in the face.
Sophie got hit in the back of the head with the elbow, right? Ref looking right at it, didn't do a thing, didn't say a thing, was shaking her head like, nah, you flopped. That is crazy work, man.
The ref saw it and didn't even flinch. No call, no warning, no reaction at all. It sent a clear message. Even getting hit in the face isn't enough to get protection in this league.
I got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know why this is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud.
Instead of keeping quiet, Sophie used her platform. She posted the now famous TikTok, sarcastically captioning it, "Got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know why this is funny to me." Like, okay, you got it, bud.
Because there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now.
Her message? The WNBA has bigger issues, yet it chooses to punish voices like hers rather than fix the real problems.
Caitlin Clark, and you can tell she's talking about being mentally beat down. We also know she's physically beat down. Why does this keep happening? And look, it's not just the Fever, it's not just Caitlin. There's a bunch of players across the leagues that's been speaking out against this.
And her video didn't just touch on officiating. It resonated with what the Indiana Fever and other teams have felt all season. Excessive contact, questionable fouls, and a total lack of protection. That fine turned into a flashpoint, and fans took notice.
Following play, Sophie Cunningham breathes on a player, gets called for a foul. Referees were definitely not doing Sophie any favors that game and purposely ignoring, dare I say, flagrant fouls. Elbowing somebody in their shoulder, elbowing somebody in their neck, face area, yeah, that's a flagrant foul. There's no other way to slice it.
Let's be real. This wasn't about TikTok. It was about silencing anyone who dares to speak out, especially when it comes to defending Caitlin Clark, who's faced uncalled fouls all season long.
Am I shocked that an activist basketball league decided to target Sophie Cunningham? No. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, this whole league's got all of its priorities all bleeped up.
What Sophie did wasn't just venting, it was leadership. It was gutsy, and it was real. She spoke for every player tired of being ignored and took the hit for it. But the fans, they backed her hard.
Especially from social media, this and that and the other, but that's not the point. She should not be getting fined for this shit.
The comment sections lit up with praise. Journalists, ex-players, influencers, all standing with Sophie.
Stacey Dales, who covers the NFL, has been on NFL Network forever. She's laughing her ass off about this.
Because when speaking truth gets you punished and staying silent keeps you safe, That's exactly when players like Sophie become heroes.
Sophie gets fined for TikTok, but players can bulldoze Caitlin almost every game with no response from the league.
Sophie's fine didn't come out of nowhere. It's just the latest example of a troubling pattern in the WNBA.
And Caitlin, she's been through the same BS. We see the pattern, and the league better start seeing it too.
Where players who defend Caitlin Clark get penalized, while those who target her face zero consequences.
There's obviously, I did a video last night about Caitlin Clark, and you can tell she's talking about being mentally beat down. We also know she's physically beat down.
Let's be honest. Caitlin has taken more hits than any rookie in recent memory. Elbows, shoves, hard fouls, and rarely a whistle.
When Caitlin Clark returns, she's not getting abused and the referees are keeping their mouth shut. It's going to take somebody on the team to consistently speak out, because we know damn sure the coach is too scared to get fined. Oh, you guys going to fine me again?
Game after game, fans are stunned as referees ignore obvious fouls, putting Caitlin at serious risk. And when teammates like Sophie speak out about it, they're the ones who get punished. Take the incident that led to Sophie's fine. She was elbowed by Olivia Nelson-Otteda, and the ref saw it happen but didn't react. Later, when Sophie muttered just 2 words to the same official, he replied, "I'll remember that."
This is the game that after pushing and shoving for a jump ball, she says 2 words to the referee. The referee says, "Oh, I'll remember that." Following play, Sophie Cunningham breathes on a player, gets called for a foul. Referees were definitely not doing Sophie any favors that game.
Minutes later, Sophie got whistled for a soft foul that barely counted as contact. That's not just inconsistency, that's revenge. And what makes this worse? The same league that fined Sophie for a TikTok stayed silent when players mocked Caitlin online.
When last year, after Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye, dirty Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Smith got on IG and made us mocking Caitlin Clark.
After she was poked in the eye. One clip even showed a teammate joking about it. No fines, no warnings, not even a comment from the league. That's the hypocrisy fans are done tolerating.
Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA.
The country has fallen in love with what we have created. And America, here's the girl next door, all grown up, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark has captivated the nation, breaking scoring records in college and bringing women's basketball to a whole new audience.
She is a phenomenon.
Caitlin is the reason for the WNBA's skyrocketing viewership. She brings in millions of fans. The ratings spike when she plays. Yet the league seems more focused on shutting down her supporters than protecting its brightest star. Sophie's fine was a spotlight.
As long as Kathy Engelbert is going to play one of the 3 blind mice, they're going to keep doing it. As long as Adam Silver just ignores this crap.
Not just on bad refs, but on Kathy Engelbert's leadership. Sophie exposed how the league's top brass cares more about appearances than accountability. Her video wasn't just about bad calls. It was about fighting for what's right, especially for a player carrying the weight of the whole league. Fans summed it up perfectly.
And all right, that is crazy work. They have to do better by these players. You have to protect these players, man. Protect your talent. It's as simple as that.
Sophie gets fined for a TikTok, but players bulldoze Caitlin and get nothing. You don't need to be a basketball expert to spot the issue here. The league is punishing the wrong people.
Sophie Cunningham is not the type who keeps her feelings to herself. The Indiana Fever star is quite outspoken, and she has no issue expressing her beliefs publicly, even if it gets her in trouble.
And failing the ones trying to make it better. Worse still, the message this sends to other players is loud and clear. Speak up and you're next. That's why coaches remain silent. Teammates stay quiet. Everyone's afraid of becoming the next one slapped with a fine.
Instead, let's fine the players because they're speaking out loud. It would be different if the officiating was at least solid. I'd be like, yeah, you can't run your mouth about the referees. The officiating in this league blows chunks.
But Sophie stood up anyway, not just for herself, but for Caitlin. This isn't just about one $500 penalty. It's about a broken system, one where silence is safe and honesty gets you punished, where players are told to keep quiet even when they're getting pushed around and ignored. Caitlin deserves better. So does Sophie. Because backing your teammate, especially one who's elevating the entire league, should never come with a price.
Sophie Cunningham is going viral right now for a TikTok video she made.
Sophie Cunningham gets fined $500 by Kathy Engelbrain
For making this slick TikTok.
$500 is absolutely hilarious.
As soon as Sophie posted about the fine, fan reactions exploded. Social media lit up with frustration, not just over the $500, but what it symbolized.
Sydney Colson, let's see what that looks like with Sydney and Sophie. Because we had Sydney in the starting lineup with Ari coming off the bench, but that was when Lexi Hull was in the starting lineup. So now that Lexi Hull's on the bench and Sophie's in the starting lineup, let's put Ari on the bench. And
This wasn't about a TikTok anymore. It was about a league punishing truth tellers and ignoring dangerous behavior. One viral comment nailed it. Sophie gets fined for TikTok, but players who bulldoze Caitlin Clark every night get nothing?
When last year, after Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye, dirty Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Smith got on IG and made us mocking Caitlin Clark.
Thousands echoed that sentiment. Fans flooded Sophie with support, with many even offering to cover her fine. They called out the WNBA's two-faced approach. The inconsistency is what stings most. When Caitlin got poked in the eye and mocked online afterward, the league stayed quiet.
Sorry, not sorry. I feel like, oh, she's straight, she's white, she's a target in a league like the WNBA. From management down, that's my opinion, Kathy Engelbert. Get your league together. Adam Silver, get involved. Your appointed commissioner in the WNBA absolutely sucks. So does the referees. Do something about this.
No punishments. But when someone like Sophie defends her and calls out officiating, the response is immediate and harsh. Now, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is under serious scrutiny. Fans and analysts alike are asking, why isn't she protecting the league's top stars? Why punish those who stand up for others instead of holding aggressors accountable? Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark is the heartbeat of the WNBA right now. She's driving ratings, ticket sales, and fan engagement.
The referee that caused the whole Nneka Nwumike situation is apparently the same referee that got into it with Caitlin Clark and that Caitlin ended up chasing down the court. It's the same referee that caused the whole Nneka Nwumike situation and put his hands on JJ Quinterly. But again, I don't know if it's the same referee. Either way, if it's a different referee, both of the referees were equally as wrong. We literally saw referees put their hands on a player yesterday.
Even games she's not playing in are seeing big numbers because people care about her. But when the league lets her get roughed up and turns on those trying to defend her, it sends the wrong message. This could have been a chance for the league to stand for fairness and safety. Instead, it chose censorship and penalties. And now the backlash isn't slowing down. Fans are paying attention, and they're not happy.
It's not something that should be allowed, but the refereeing's so bad that I encourage it. Normally, I'm on the side of, look, refereeing's human error. Refs are humans too. They're going to make mistakes, which I stand by that point. Refs are going to make mistakes. A lot of the things when it comes to referees is purely human error.
Sophie Cunningham stood tall, told the truth, and paid a price. Not for doing something wrong, but for doing what's right. That's exactly the kind of voice the WNBA should support, not silence. When athletes like Sophie are fined and stars like Caitlin Clark are left to fend for themselves, it's clear the league is more worried about control than progress. But fans aren't backing down, and neither are we. If you believe Caitlin Clark deserves respect, protection, and a league that truly has her back, then stand with Sophie too. Drop a 100% in the comments if you're on their side. Because real change only comes when we raise our voices and demand to be heard. Let's make sure the league hears us loud and clear.